we thought the song would fit the Chainsmokers. It was like around the time they released Roses. They answered and they released the song. It was like a revelation. Like I realized, oh wait, there is no rules. Like there isn't a way you have to do it. It feels so cool to be able to work with the people that you dreamt of working with. When I was younger, I was, like I told you, like I could stand in front of the mirror. My mom told me that, and like be like, oh, you look so good. And I would never do that now, which is a shame.
Hi, this is Lauren Engel of Sidewalk Talk. Today I'm here with Shy Martin.
Yeah.
You're born in Sweden. Where in Sweden?
I'm born in South Sweden, in a small village, like 500 people.
Oh wow, what is it called?
It's called Lerdala. Lerdala. It's very Swedish.
And are your parents originally from there as well, or?
Yeah, actually, yeah. In the areas around that. So it's like a small city, village.
Oh, what do your parents do? Or back then?
My dad is like what do you call it? Consult? Like he's doing like electrical stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and my mom is like working, she's helping out with like youth that needs extra help.
So where do you think you got your creative side from?
Like my parents has listened to a lot of music when I grew up. Not the music that I listen to now or write, but I think they've always loved music and they've always like supported me since I was a kid. Like I've always been singing. So yeah, they've always been very supportive.
What kind of music did they play in the house when you were growing up?
My dad played like Swedish punk. And my mom played like Swedish, more singer-songwriter music in Swedish. And also my dad listened to like metal and a lot of ABBA also.
Yeah. So not so much like American music though,
No,
right?
not at all, really. No.
So how did you find it, or what were you first listening to when you started finding music on your own?
Oh, this is so embarrassing. Like my first CD I ever bought was Smurf Hits. It's like the Smurfs.
So cute.
Yeah, so that was my first like that I picked. Otherwise, like I listened to like hits for kids and stuff when I was younger. Yeah.
Did you get attached to a single artist back then? That you started following and like listening to more and more of that specific artist's music?
I think like I watched a lot of like Idol when it came to Sweden, and I loved like the people that were on Idol, and I was obsessed every year. But not really. Like I changed a lot, like who I listened to.
How would you describe yourself back then, growing up? Your personality?
When I was younger, I was like all over the place, and I wanted attention all the time. And I was like singing. I think I sang more than I talked. Like I sang about everything. If I was painting, I sang about that, like what I was painting. Yeah, I think I was. I was talking and singing a lot, and I was like all over the place.
So in school, were your favorite subjects like art subjects?
Yeah, I loved writing. I wrote a lot of like stories. Made up stories about things and like poetry and stuff. Yeah. And
did you know from the beginning that you kind of was always going to be in music somewhere or another?
I think so. Like I was performing at every chance I was given, and I was always like at every like school reunion, like in not reunion, but like when you got together and stuff. I was always performing. So I don't know, it feels like I've always been doing music, and I played guitar when I was 8, and piano, and I started my like band, my own first band when I was 12. and I didn't know what a band was. But I couldn't like, I wasn't that
Other
good.
classmates?
Yeah, like 3 other girls. And we had this band, like a rock band. Yeah, and I don't know, like I always wanted to do something like that, like being in a band for some reason. Yeah.
But did you know anyone around you who was a musician, like in the small town, or?
Not really. There was a few people that played instruments and stuff, but I wouldn't say that. Not really. I don't know why. I just wanted to do music.
Did you have some plan early on of like how you were gonna make it out of the small town doing music? Like, how did you realize how to do it?
I studied in high school. I studied at a music gymnasium. It's like high school thing. And after that, I got signed at EMI label, not publishing label. When I was 17 or 18, I signed singing in Swedish.
How did you meet those people at EMI?
They actually reached out to my teacher after I had put up like a song on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what made you decide that you wanted to put out songs? Oh, was it original or was it a cover?
It was an original.
Oh, wow.
In Swedish. And it was, my ex-boyfriend applied with a song that I wrote in Swedish to a contest in the high school. And I won the contest. And I was so like, I don't know, I was ashamed of writing it. I don't know why. But
what was it about?
It was about love. Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. No, but yeah, and then I put it up on YouTube, and yeah. Then things happened.
Did it go viral, or was it just a small number of people who watched it? Or do you know how it even got to the people at?
It was like 25,000, so it wasn't that much.
Oh, so that did pretty well.
Or
like
maybe,
just for your
maybe.
first song, yeah.
Because it's in Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe that was
So
good.
your friends started sharing it, or how do you know how it?
I don't know. Actually, I don't really know. But yeah, and after that, after high school, I worked with a lot of different stuff, like being bartender and like a nightclub photographer, and I had like guitar lessons and stuff. And I worked as a waiter, at a hotel, and like I did a lot of stuff but music for 2 years. And then I started studying at another school in North Sweden that's called Musikmakarna. That is like a songwriting school.
Oh.
And that was like 2014, I think. So 4 years ago now.
So
yeah.
you already knew that you wanted to like be a songwriter first before being an artist. Or
Yeah.
was it kind of, yeah.
When I was younger, I wanted to be an artist, but then I think I got tired of it. Also, like when you go to high school, it's easy that you get like insecure, which I did, and I was really shy and I was embarrassed and I was ashamed of like doing music, and I didn't want it to be like in the spotlight. So actually, like it was when I came across like Tove that I realized that you could work as a songwriter. And I got so inspired by that, I think, and I started like writing my own songs in my bedroom.
What did your parents think about you going to the songwriting school? Were they supportive?
Yeah, they've
Nice.
always been like super supportive.
Oh.
So yeah, they thought it was a great idea. Yeah.
Looking back, do you think this school taught you a lot?
I think so, absolutely, because I met a lot of like new people, and that I work with almost every day today. So that school really helped me get into the industry in Sweden. Also, you meet a lot of people, like publishers come up to the school.
Oh wow.
So it's a really, really good school for songwriters, and it's really popular also. I don't know if you know Leon and Scott, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that went to that school.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, they did. So it's a really, really good school.
And then, so what happened with the EMI? So you were still with them while going to the school?
Like actually, When I started studying at school, I had been with them for 3 years, and by that time, EMI was bought up by Warner in Sweden. So the contract just like somehow got ripped, which was like lucky for me because then I had like a restart and I could do whatever I wanted. And I never released anything with that label.
Oh yeah, so you never actually put anything out there? Okay.
No, and I'm happy for that today. But, yeah.
Did you have a name before Shy Martin?
Yeah, but it was my real name.
Oh.
Sarah.
So what made you want to change?
It was actually, we had at this school that I studied, the songwriting school, we had a class that was about like, you had to create an artist project and do like promotion and like if it was a real project. And my boyfriend that I met at the school, he was helping me out with finding a name for my artist project. And he was like, you should be called Shy Martin because you're so shy and you always wear Dr. Martens.
Oh.
And he didn't know that my twin brother's name is Martin. And he was really shy because I took all the space when I was younger. So he was really shy as a kid. So I was like, perfect.
So your brother.
Yeah, so it's actually for my twin brother. Yeah, I took his name.
And then what happened after you finished that school?
That was 2 years ago. 1 month or 2 months before I graduated, I wrote a song on my couch with my boyfriend, and we recorded it in my wardrobe, and I just had a tonsil operation, so I wasn't allowed to sing. And that song later got released, and it's called The Ocean with Mike Perry. And that song, like, it blew up.
How did you connect with him?
He is from the same town as me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he was reaching out with a few chords and he wanted to do something together because we were from the same town. Yeah, and at the same like week or 2 weeks or something, we also wrote another song on my couch. And we were so tired of the industry and like people telling us what was good or not, and we really liked the songs. We were like, maybe we should try to reach out to the artists ourselves. So we started like Googling the Chainsmokers email because we thought the song would fit the Chainsmokers. It was like around the time they released Roses.
Oh, okay.
So we thought like, maybe indie top lines with EDM tracks might be something. So we Googled their email and then we sent an email to an email that we found. And they answered and they released the song.
That's so crazy.
And that's all we know with the Chainsmokers. So like, and all that just happened like really, really fast.
Is that weird? Like, this was within a span of months, right? After graduating, or?
Yeah.
So everything was just like, was that weird for you? Like, it kind of was it easy? Like, you're like, wow, this is easier than I thought after so many years of like,
it was
trying.
more like, it was like a revelation. Like I realized, oh wait, there is no rules. Like there isn't a way you have to do it, and there isn't, you don't need to, if you believe in anything, like if you believe that your song is good, that can be enough. Like you don't need other people's opinions. And it's so cool with internet and like social media. It's like how you can reach out to people through that, and you don't have to go through managers and through labels and publishers. And I think that's so amazing that you can just reach out to other creators and other artists.
So you had no one helping you or any mentor or
not
manager?
At that time.
Yeah.
No. Now I work with people, but it's all about finding the right people to work with. I don't say that like major labels and publishing labels are bad, but if you don't need them and if you're ambitious and you can do a lot yourself, which is really cool.
And then what was the next big song that you wrote after that? Because I know you did a few, but I want to just know the order.
Yeah, so it was like The Ocean with Mike Perry, and then it was All We Know with the Chainsmokers. And then we released another song at the same time with KREAM from Norway that got pretty big, Taped Apart. And then right after that, First Time with Kygo and Ellie Goulding.
And that one you also reached out directly, or you? I mean, they already know you by that point.
I reached out to a person I knew worked with him, and just sent the song, and he liked it. So yeah, that happened that way. And then the Bebe Rexha song came, and then I Wanna Know with Nodi and Bea Miller. Yeah, and then a few songs like Time Flies, we released a song with them, and Astrid and Tove Styrke and
So this is
ALMA.
like every month or something.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, like
I'm getting goosebumps by you telling me.
It's been 2.5 years, so it's
Yeah.
for me it feels like a long time. But yeah, it's been going fast as well. It's really cool. It's cool to be able to work with. Like when I started at this school, I wrote a list of people I wanted to work with.
Oh.
And on that list is the Chainsmokers and Alan Walker and Kygo and Tove Styrke. And you know, like, it feels so cool to be able to work with the people that you dreamt of working with.
Who else is on that list?
I can't tell you. No, but I would love to work with. There's a lot of great artists. Like I would love to work with Shawn Mendes someday, and yeah, there's a lot of like Selena Gomez. There's so many. There's so much great music right now. I think. Yeah, but we'll see. Hopefully.
I know for sure.
Yeah.
What was the turning point that you decided that you wanted to be an artist yourself?
It was last year, and I just felt like you, as a songwriter, you write so many songs that never gets released, even though they're good, because it's all about like timing and politics, and if the artist is in the room, or if you can reach out to the artist, and you know, there's there's so many factors for a song to get out. So even though you love a song, it doesn't mean it will be. It will get out or will get cut or so I just felt that I had so many songs that I felt so emotionally attached to, because every time I write a song I want it to be genuine and I want it to be my feelings, so you invest a lot in writing a song, so I just felt like these days it's so easy to put out your music, and I just felt like I wanted these songs that I really love to be released. And yeah, that's why.
And did you find a separate manager for that, or how is it working with the team, with your own artists, I mean, artist stuff?
Actually, like, we created a label, because you can do that these days as well.
Oh, what's it called?
It's called BLNK Music.
Okay.
And we're like 7, 8, 9 maybe people.
Oh wow.
Friends in the same age, like just doing stuff together. And 4 of us went to the same class at that school. And everyone in the company has gone to that school, like studied at that music school.
Wow.
So it's a really good school. But yeah, it's amazing to be able to work independent. And like all the stuff you can do these days, it's so easy to put a song out. It's so easy to, like, everything has changed so quickly with like social medias and internet and Spotify, which is so exciting. I think it's really exciting and really interesting. Like, I love pitching songs and I love the admin side and I love writing songs, and yeah, I'm just very
total music person all around.
Yeah. I think it's super exciting.
What is it like working with a songwriting partner? Shy Nodi is also your boyfriend.
So we met at the music school, and first we couldn't write together because we just wanted to hang out, so we could only write a verse, and then we just wanted to hang out instead. And the first, like, one of the first songs we wrote together was The Ocean and All We Know. So we realized, like, and that was in the end of those 2 years at the school. So we were like, maybe we should write together, because it turned out really good. And then we worked a lot together, like for 1.5 years. And now we still work together, but we work more separately because he has his own artist project. Okay. And, which is really nice. But yeah, it's special. it's really special to work with your partner.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Like for us, it was really awesome to experience everything for the first time together. Like being able to go to LA for the first time together, and just like everything, because we wrote the same songs. Everything happened for us together, so we could celebrate together and, you know, be sad together if something happened. And it was just really, really cool to share that with someone. I would never want to do it myself, I think. But yeah, like lately we haven't been working that much together, just because we felt like we needed to be boyfriend, girlfriend also, and do like boyfriend, girlfriend stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What was it like performing with Matoma at the Nobel Peace?
Oh wow. Like they called me, or yeah, they called and emailed me 5 or 4 days before and just asked me, and I was like, I didn't know what it was, like Nobel Peace Prize award. And I thought it was only like the crowd that was in the room that watched it. I didn't know that it was like live stream. And like lucky for me, they told me afterwards. So I was like, what? And I've never done like TV before.
Wow. The soundtrack now.
Yeah. No, but I never done TV before, and it was so nervous. It was really nervous, and I don't feel like I'm a performer. I feel like I'm more like I've been behind the scenes writing all like writing songs. So it's very nervous being on stage and being like in the spotlight, doing stuff like this. I think. But yeah, it was amazing. It was really, really cool.
And can you tell me about your experience with the Bebe Rexha, the women's
dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just came from the dinner, or brunch this time. Yeah, I'm a bit jet lagged. That's why. It was so cool. I was there last year as well, and then it was a dinner. And last year it was like 40 people or something. And this year it was like 100 plus, which was really cool. And there's so many great like females that I've been looking up to since way back. Like I told you with Tove Styrke, for example, or like Tyler Parks or Bebe. So many great like artists and songwriters, and it's so nice because there wasn't any like managers or business people there. So it was like a really like warm and just really nice environment to meet people at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's such an inspiration. She's amazing. I mean, I think that it's so important to do stuff like this, and to just like highlight all the women in the industry, because there is so many of them. And I barely work with women, not producers anyway. And it's so nice to know and get to know so many great producers and writers that are female. Not because that matters, but it's really nice.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
What you mean. How did the Spotify Equalizer thing happen?
It was last year or 2 years ago, and I don't know how it happened, but it was like a dinner thing with Spotify and MXM, which is like Max Martin's company, and also Musikförläggarna. It's like the publishing something in Sweden. And they did like this dinner where they invited 5 songwriters, producers that were females, and then they had like Icona Pop was also there, and Max Martin, and we just had a dinner, and we went to Max Martin's house and just got to know each other and talked about music overall, which was really, really nice. I think it's such a great concept, and also that is so important as well. So I'm super happy. got to be a part of that.
What was the inspiration for your Overthinking EP, right?
Yeah, EP, yeah. I think, like, I see myself as a songwriter more than I see myself as an artist. I don't know if there is any difference really, but for me, writing songs, I just love writing songs, and I don't want to have a specific genre. So Overthinking, like, as a person, like, I overthink everything.
Same.
All the time.
I totally relate.
Everything.
I think too much.
Me too. And just like coming up with the name to the EP was like a mission. And I was like, it's so crazy because I overthought that as well. And I talked to my boyfriend and he was like, Overthinking maybe. And yeah, he's good with names.
Yeah, he is.
He is. No, but I thought like all the songs are so different from each other, and yeah, I feel like it is my, what do you call it? Like, as a person, if I would describe myself, it would be like an overthinker, in a good and a bad way. So it just felt like that was a good name for the EP.
Yeah.
Because the songs are a lot about like overthinking situations when it comes to like relationships and like, yeah, like back and forth.
How would you say your writing has changed compared to the early songs you wrote?
I don't know if it has changed that much, really. No, I don't think it has changed. Like, you meet a lot of people and you get inspired when you get into the business. But I think I have kind of the same like writing style if I haven't.
How about the style of your music or the theme? Has it changed?
With my own music?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like I just want to write songs that what I feel like in the moment. So it can be whatever, really, which is really nice that that I don't have any like a frame or any rules. Or I always tell the people I'm working with when I'm writing for myself that I just want to write like a good song, because I want everyone in the room to be able to talk about their experience and like their relations, and to make a song together, because that's what's so cool with songwriting, like that everyone in the room has a saying, and that it becomes a mix of
This is karaoke car right here.
there's
literally no one inside.
By the car.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the coolest thing, I think, like that the song becomes a mixture between the people in the room, and I want it to be like that, even though I'm writing for myself also. Yeah.
How do you say you've grown as a person compared to when you were younger?
I think I'm starting to become more comfortable, but it's like when I was younger, I was, like I told you, like I could stand in front of the mirror. My mom told me that, and like be like, oh, you look so good. And I would never do that now, which is a shame. Like, I should do that. Everyone should do that. But it feels like I'm starting to get more like comfortable and more like less insecure when it comes to writing, because it's so personal, and I think that's a good thing for me to just to get my feelings out, and to yeah, I think it's like I want to develop, and I want to do stuff that I don't really dare to do, like stand on the stage like the Nobel Peace Prize Award. Like I would never dare to do that, but I did it anyway, and I think it's so good to like do stuff that you don't dare to do. Like this time when I went here, I traveled by myself, and for me that's a big deal, like going to LA by myself. But it's good I try to do stuff like that more and more, like get out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Actually, with that, what would you say have been your biggest challenges so far in your life?
Wow, that's a hard question. It was a challenge, I think, to move up to that school, because it was like 70 Swedish miles from where I lived, like from that small village to move up to North Sweden. It felt like a challenge to like try out to do something, like try to do your dream or make your dream come true. Yeah, that was a challenge, I would say. And getting into the industry, like it's a hard industry.
What does love mean to you?
Love?
Yeah.
What does love mean to me? Well, it's like, it's everywhere. There's so many, like I'm always writing about love. There's so many like different ways to talk about love, and everyone has experienced it in some way. And everyone has been heartbroken in some way, and everyone has been like super in love with someone or something. So it's like a really good topic to write about. It's my like, I always write about love in some way. Yeah.
Last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
My music, I think. I want my music to be bigger or more known than me, because I don't know, I just want to like touch people with my music. It doesn't really matter for me if people know who I am, as long as I can change like someone's situation with my music, or help someone through something, or like communicate with people through my music.
Yeah, I love that. This was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye guys.